want to hurt it, Jim. I don't know what you'd do to me if I got a scratch on it. Good morning. Good morning. Last month I talked about wholeness, and I'm going to do it again this month, but last month we talked about the feminine principle side of wholeness. So I'm going to give you the classic, what did we decide, Cliff Notes book version? So that you'll have some continuity between what we talked about last month and what I'm talking about this month. I talked about that whole. What does whole mean? What does wholeness mean? We say stuff like, I ate the whole pie, or I ate the whole sandwich, or I cleaned the whole house. But what it means is you can't measure it because each house is different and each pie is different. Each thing that we do is different. So when we look at ourselves, we're all at a state of wholeness, but none of us has the same level of wholeness. It's different for all of us. So when they talk about not comparing yourself to someone else or measuring your accomplishments or failures compared to somebody else's, it's really true because you're trying to measure apples and oranges. So in the state of wholeness, that really for me is where I am right now. The cluster of all the things going on in my world, my physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, and the facts about that right now is my individual wholeness at this point. So then taking that concept and looking at it from a masculine viewpoint, then that means to me the activity. How does it work? And for me, there is a cycle of wholeness that we go through, and it's like a spiral as we try to get closer and closer to source and go home. And I was trying to figure out what those stages would be. And what I noticed was that feminine principle and masculine principle were together in so many parts of it. And it began for me with, I would hear what I call the call, that something isn't happening right for me right now, that my life isn't working, I'm feeling empty or unfulfilled, I've lost my joy, maybe none of my relationships are working. So there's this call that whatever I am this moment isn't enough, that somehow I need to do something. So then the next stage for that would be to reach out. To reach out and talk to somebody, to reach out and read some books, see some YouTube videos, whatever the thing that's going on with me, to get some help for that, because I really found that you can't do this alone. I can remember it like it was yesterday, and it's Father's Day, so it was my dad, but he was taking me to see a pastoral counselor for my alcoholism. And he said, why don't you just stop? I said, God damn, Dad, if I could, it would be done already. You know? But you have to reach out and get help. It's whether it's in groups or however it is. Even to this day, I have certain people that I can confide everything about me and know that it's okay, they're going to love me no matter what it is, and listen to me. And I think the most important thing I've learned over the years is that we can't do it alone. We're so messed up with this having to be an individual and having to stand on your own 2 feet and having to perform and having to reach these certain levels of whatever it is. And by the time we're through, we break because they're impossible expectations and we can't meet them. So reach out, let somebody help you. Then the next step for me is what I call the now moment. So that's what my wholeness is right now. And that means that I have to take a reality check on what's going on with me. I have to step back from the emotional component and not judge it and just list the facts. If the facts are I'm angry, or the facts are I feel empty, or the facts are life isn't working, that's my state of wholeness in this moment, and that's where I have to start to work from. So it's a point where we have to really be honest. And when you look at these first 3 steps, the hearing the call, the reaching out, the taking the inventory of what's going on with you, the masculine is the action parts. But for me, the feminine comes in because we're listening. We're being receptive when we're hearing the call. We're reaching out for nourishment. So my need to have someone else help me, my desire to have someone else help me. They're married for me and they dance together through this whole aspect. When I take the inventory To me, the stepping back and being honest about it is feminine. I'm being receptive to whatever it is. I'm not hiding from it. I'm not judging from it. I'm accepting that this is what I am, however broken that is, however whatever that is. It's just a fact of what I've got going on right now. And if I can't be honest, I'm never going to progress past that point, because I'll be in denial and I can't do what needs to be done to take me to a next level. So then I look at it as a clock kind of going around. It's circular as it spirals, or think of a clock going this way. So then the next point would be what's working in my life. Obviously something's working or I wouldn't have survived to this day. Somehow I got here, whatever that was. So you start looking for those. The broken parts are already broken. I can't go back and fix the broken parts. What I can do is heal from the shame and the guilt, and hopefully heal the relationships and everything else. But I have to look at how I got there. My resilience, my perseverance, maybe the courage to face the things and keep on going. It's like waking up every morning and trying again, no matter how yesterday was. There are all these little things that we do that work. Maybe it's we still exercise, so there are things that are going on, little things that we have to look at. What are the little things you do every day that keep you going, that keep you active, that keep you out there? And you say, well, I'm depressed, I can't do anything. Are you waking up every day? You're still alive? That's a success story. You didn't end it, you didn't give up. So somewhere in you there's resilience and hope. You're still there plugging away, you're still getting up every day. So no matter how bad the story is, if you're still here, that means that some part of you is hoping for, or, it's more than a knight in shining armor. You're hoping something will come in and give you the sign or point you the way or give you the helping hand. So when you look for solutions, it's not like I got $1,000 last week. Maybe it's I got a bill paid. So that was good. So I'm getting payments. I've got money flowing. So you look at those things like that. Gas is $5 a gallon. Well, guess what? You're filling the tank, so you have the money. Somehow you're doing something right, so you start looking for the rights. Not a lot of money, but there's food on the table. So something is being done right, or you wouldn't be able to put the food on the table. So it's looking for the little things that are working, and then you build on those things. How can I do more of that? How can I get more help? Maybe it's coming here and having support. Maybe it's getting more treatment, asking practitioners to treat for you. It can be anything, attending classes. Again, the computer is wonderful for being in contact and helping you and giving you ideas of what to do. The things that are free on there, you can get the EFT modality that Betty teaches is free all over the internet. If you are too depressed to come out and go to class, maybe you can watch a YouTube video and do some at home. So you find these ways are there that are marvelous for us now. We don't have to travel 50 miles to get to something. I can only do it Monday through Friday. There's access 24/7. You can walk into Angie any day of the week just about and get a treatment done if you need that, or have somebody to talk to you. So you look for those solutions, because that's what's going to be from the reaching out and taking the call and knowing where you are. Now this is the moving towards. So I'm moving towards my next level of wholeness. So in my moving towards, what am I looking for? I'm looking for my plateau, to where with whatever I'm working on, I'm going to bring that in to balance and to centeredness. So I want my mental, my emotional, my spiritual, and my physical to all come together in some kind of balance for whatever that wholeness point is for me at that point.